Hey guys, welcome to NelkelJDM vlogs. In this episode, I'm going to tell you how much it really costs to import an R32 GTR. So the purpose of this video is to share some light to my fellow South Africans, as I'm currently getting bombarded on a daily basis with questions asking about import costs, how much does it cost to bring in an R32, how much does it cost to bring in an RX-7, what are the shipping charges, all sorts of questions relating the importation of a vehicle to South Africa. Now, I don't mind answering these questions, it's just getting a bit tiring because there's all sorts of different people from different platforms asking me. I don't particularly want to copy and paste a generic message, so I figured I'd make this video. So guys, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that you're asking me, and it means a lot to me that you are asking me. But unfortunately, I can't answer everybody the way I'd like to, so I'm putting out this video. So this video in particular is on an R32 GTR. And before I start, I'm just going to give you one piece of advice. The car is 25 years old. The car is old. Things are bound to break. Things are bound to deteriorate. And it's going to cost you money. So the general rule of thumb, and the way I've looked at it, is if you can't afford two GTRs, don't buy the one. Now, in saying that, it could be a different story if you are going to garage the car. Now, I don't drive mine a lot, so I don't see these issues. I haven't had anything major break on me yet. However, I only drive 1,000 kilometers per annum, and that's roughly about 3 tanks of fuel. So I'm going to refer to the exporter that I used as Exporter X. I haven't asked them for permission on making this video, so I don't want to throw the name around. So if you guys can put two and two together, you'll know who the exporter is. And we're going to look at a price on a GTR at $10,000. Now $10,000 is roughly bottom of the range R32 GTRs. You need to spend a little bit more, but I mean, that's something completely different topic now. Now, X charges you 8% of the value of the vehicle. Now, that 8% is their taxes. Now, this is a Japanese standard for taxes, 8%. You get charged at 8%, then you get charged a recycling fee. Now, I'm not too sure what the recycling fee is. I never really bothered asking. I've just been paying for it. It's not expensive. It's roughly $30. Then there's a shaken fee. Now the shaken fee is your deregistration and registration costs. Now that is $30. Then there's an auction fee. Now this auction fee, it includes photos, it includes videos of the car, it includes translations, and some basic guidelines to assist you in purchasing your JDM vehicle. Now that's $150. Then there's delivery of the car from the auction house to where Exporter X is. And that could go up to a maximum of $180. So for example, my recent RX-7 that I purchased was in Tokyo, and to get it to Exporter X, it cost $160. Okay, so obviously $180 is for the furthest away, I'm guessing. So let's work on $180 being the maximum for that. Then there's another amount that you pay, and that's for their services, and that's $450. So let's say now that you bought this car and it cost you $10,000. Once you add up everything that I've spoken about, you're going to be paying $11,640. Now you're going to take this figure and you're going to times that by 25%. Now that is the amount that you're going to pay for customs duties in South Africa. Now these duties are specific to having a collector's item vehicle. So 25% on $11,640 gives you $14,550, and that's just for the car. Now there's still shipping. Now shipping, CIF, which is your cost insurance freight, you're roughly looking at about $1,200 from Japan to South Africa. Okay, so now you're going to add $1,200 on top of that. Once you've got that figure, now you're going to convert that to rands. Now at the current exchange rate, we're looking at roughly 221,000 Rand for the vehicle. Now we're going to convert the dollar amount to a Rand figure. And to a Rand figure, at the current exchange rate, which is just under 14 Rand to the dollar, it's going to work out to 221,000 Rand. That's right, 221,000 Rand on a $10,000 vehicle. Then there's a customs agent fee. And this varies from different custom agencies, but there's a lot of them out there, so you can do some price shopping beforehand. All you need to provide them with is the shipping details, when the ship is arriving, what ship it's on, and obviously how much you paid for the value of the vehicle. You don't need to give them your bill of lading or anything like that. just to get a quotation. I found a specific one that charges about 1.5, and obviously it's worked for me because the cars have been cleared and they've come through and I've got the vehicles. Now that you've got those amounts, then you need to pay VAT or taxes. Now obviously South African VAT is 14%. Now you're going to pay 14% on the total amount. So it was that 221,000 plus the 1.5 and all the other extras. So what it's going to come to now is 251,940 Rand. So now once you've got those figures, you're going to be paying 14% VAT. Now that is what South Africa charges for your taxes. Now paying 14% VAT on top of that, it's going to give you a figure of 251,940 Rand. You cannot claim this back as a business expense because you have to register this car as a personal vehicle, as a collector's item. So there's absolutely no way that you can claim this VAT legally. Now the rest of the stuff is relatively cheap in comparison to purchasing the vehicle. So one is ITAC. They provide the import permit. That's absolutely free. 2 is the NRCS. That's your National Regulator of Compulsory Services. That works out to 1,900 Rand. Then there's the EU COC. The EU COC is only required if the car is newer than 1997. Okay, so in my case, I've had to do it for both the RX-7s, and that's at a cost of roughly about 3,000 Rand. Then you've got weighbridge charges, which is roughly about 150 Rand. Then there's data dotting or very dotting, which is anywhere between 400 and 550 Rand. Then there's your normal certificate of roadworthy charges, which is anywhere between 300 and 500 Rand. Now you need to do those twice. You also require a police clearance or an RPI through a police clearing agency. Now that costs between 250 and 400 Rand. Then you've got your licensing fees. Now that's per annum, and that's roughly 570 Rand. So you're going to be looking at about 260,000 Rand on a car that cost you $10,000. So guys, those are the costs on importing a vehicle into South Africa. Those are all of the costs. I'm currently doing it right now with the black RX-7, and I'm going to be doing it again with the silver RX-7 as soon as it arrives in exactly 22 days. So I hope in some way this video has helped you, and if I sent you here because you asked me some questions, just know that I'm not trying to be rude. I just get this asked a lot. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment if you feel the need to, and I will see you guys on the next video.
Suit and tie, but baby, I go to work. Don't do it for the money, but that's one of the perks. If y'all got the shovel, then I got the dirt. Burying rappers, what I mean when I say take them to church. Oh man, I'm back with more bars. Yo, girlfriend on my scorecard. Opportunity knocks well. Someone please tell me where the doors are before I trample it, nigga. Somebody better answer this, nigga.